Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 169, Seeking the Rare Ice Spirit Cold Spring from Reclusive Gu Te. The ledger's thud vibrates through Xiaoyan's arm as Otto's grim gaze settles, hardening the silence between them. He swallows the dryness in his throat, forcing a fractured calm over his trembling fingers. As the name of the frozen essence finally spills out, the study's warmth dies, replaced by a biting pressure that locks the masters in a startled, icy grip.
Ice Spirit Cold Spring?
The name of the treasure hung in the air. Frank and Otto froze, their eyes widening in shock. Otto leaned forward, his voice sharp with disbelief. He told Xiaoyan that the spring was a rare, natural treasure, and based on Xiaoyan's current strength, he had no business even looking for it. Xiaoyan forced a thin smile. He kept his explanation vague, simply stating he had a desperate need for it. He asked the two masters if anyone in the Alchemist Association possessed the item, promising to trade anything for it.
Frank shook his head. He warned Xiaoyan that such an item could not be bought with gold coins. Even if someone owned it, they would never give it up easily. Xiaoyan nodded, his expression polite but firm. He asked the masters to investigate anyway. He insisted he would provide whatever trade was necessary to satisfy the owner.
Seeing his persistence, Frank frowned and glanced at Otto. Otto sighed and stood up. He told Xiaoyan to wait a moment before disappearing into a side study.
Frank watched his colleague leave and turned back to Xiaoyan. He explained that Otto was the vice chairman of the Black Rock City Alchemist Association. Though Otto usually avoided the daily chores of the guild, he handled all the high-level trading and official business.
Xiaoyan settled back into his chair. His fingers drummed a steady, rhythmic beat against the wood. His face remained calm, but his chest felt tight with anticipation. Frank took a slow sip of his tea, watching the young man over the rim of the cup. He wondered why a boy of Xiaoyan's age would be so fixated on such a dangerous, cold substance. A long silence followed. Eventually, Otto returned, lugging a thick, ancient ledger. He slammed it onto the table and wiped his brow. He told Xiaoyan that he had checked the latest trade records for the entire Jiama Empire, but there was no mention of the Ice Spirit Cold Spring. Otto explained that the substance was incredibly rare and difficult to preserve. He recalled a Tier 4 alchemist who once found a small amount in a frozen wasteland, but because he didn't store it properly, the entire treasure evaporated into mist. Xiaoyan let out a long breath. The light in his eyes dimmed, and he shook his head with a bitter smile. He thanked the two masters for their time, preparing to accept the loss. Frank looked at the boy's disappointed face. He turned to Otto and asked if there were really no other leads. Otto patted the heavy book and confirmed it wasn't in the records. Frank suggested Xiaoyan try an auction house, though they both knew the chances of such a treasure appearing there were nearly zero. Xiaoyan stood up, his posture slumped. He cupped his hands in a respectful farewell and turned to leave the room. Otto watched him go, his mouth thinning into a line. He hesitated, then called out for the boy to stop. Xiaoyan paused and turned back, a spark of hope returning to his face. He asked if Otto had remembered something. Otto asked him again if he truly needed the spring that badly. Xiaoyan gave a heavy nod. Otto smiled and told him that while he didn't have the spring, he knew a strange man who did. Xiaoyan's eyes lit up instantly. He demanded to know who and where. Otto raised a hand to calm him. He warned Xiaoyan that getting anything from this man was nearly impossible unless he had something truly unique to trade in return. Xiaoyan hesitated. Without knowing the price, he couldn't make a promise, but he swore he would do his best. Frank's eyebrows shot up. He asked Otto if he was talking about that treasure-obsessed old man, Gyute. Otto grinned and nodded. He mentioned that during his last visit, he had heard Gyute brag about the ice spirit cold spring. However, the old man was so stingy that he wouldn't even let Otto catch a glimpse of it. Frank shook his head and looked at Xiaoyan with pity. He told the boy that if Gyute really had the item, the chances of a successful trade were slim. Xiaoyan asked who this Gyute was. Otto explained that Gyute was also an alchemist, though he had never progressed past Tier 3. Despite his rank, the man's collection of rare items was enough to make every alchemist in the empire red with envy. Xiaoyan was surprised to hear the man wasn't part of the association. Frank explained that Gyute was an eccentric. He had great talent for refining pills, but he was so obsessed with collecting oddities that he neglected his cultivation. It was a sickness. If Gyute saw something he liked, he would hound the owner until they went mad. Frank winced, recalling a time years ago when he had shown off a purple blood Ganoderma. Gyute had harassed him for an entire year to get it. Xiaoyan asked why they let a Tier 3 alchemist act so boldly when their ranks were higher. Frank sighed and explained that Gyute had a very famous brother. In the Jiama Empire, no one dared to touch him because of that connection. Xiaoyan asked for the brother's name. Otto rolled his eyes and revealed the name, Pilking Gyuhe. Without that protection, Gyute's treasure room would have been looted long ago. Xiaoyan finally understood. In this empire, Gyuhe's influence was massive. Frank gave one last warning. He told Xiaoyan that Gyute was stubborn and hated it when people mentioned his brother's name. Even though Gyuhe protected him, Gyute wanted to be known for his own merits. If Xiaoyan brought up the Pill King, he would be kicked out immediately, no matter what he offered. Xiaoyan asked if the man lived in Black Rock City. Otto nodded and asked if Xiaoyan was actually going to go through with it. Xiaoyan gave a bitter laugh. He had no choice. If the man wanted to skin him alive for the treasure, he would have to let him. Otto patted Xiaoyan on the shoulder. He offered to lead the way, noting that Frank probably didn't want to see the old man's face again. Frank told them to go, adding a final grumble about Gyute staying away from the association. Otto led Xiaoyan out of the building. As they walked through the streets, people stopped to bow to Otto, but their gazes quickly shifted to the young man behind him. When they saw the Tier 2 alchemist badge on Xiaoyan's black robes, their faces filled with shock. A boy that young reaching Tier 2 was unheard of. Xiaoyan ignored the stares. They navigated through 10 different intersections, winding through the city, until they reached a secluded, quiet corner in the south. They stopped in front of a bizarre, ancient-looking building. Otto took a deep breath. He told Xiaoyan this was Guate's home. He warned the boy one last time to stay close and not wander off once they were inside.